forces of evil are gathering strength. The monster is rising.
Hi! All the people of my planet are slaves, and we need a hero.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather your courage, grab a sidekick. The world stands in need of a hero.
Yes, you!
Oh my god, this thing's awesome.
Never stand in front of the villain. You must play the game of Xbox on top of the Tower of Death. Come on!
Then get ready to rush to the rescue. It's time for another action-packed episode of Adventure Theater! The forces of evil are gathering strength. The monster is rising.
My name is Ken Adams. I'm the creative director of Ken Adams Adventure Theater, and I've been performing improvisational theater for about 20 years now. I started with a company in New York City called Freestyle Repertory Theater, and we were exclusively an improvisational theater company, so we never used a script. The type of improvisation that we did with my old theater company came in two different forms. One was short form improvisation, which is the type of stuff that you see on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Short comedic sketches where audience members come on stage and somehow interact with the actors, or else they give suggestions from the audience, and those suggestions are used in order to create the short, maybe 2 or 3 minute sketches. And also long form improvisation, which is the art of taking improvisation to the next step and actually improvising full-length theater, a 2-act play with 5 characters, making it up right off the top of your head. So my thought was, how could I take all of those things that I love so much, this short-form improvisation, long-form improvisation, and marry that to my expertise as a playwright in order to create a piece of theater that would have all of the spontaneous hilarity of short-form improv comedy, but with an absolutely guaranteed story that is exciting, well-constructed, and will always work.
There was once a child, and like all children everywhere, she had the heart of a hero. Don't be scared! The type of girl who loved being up in front of a whole bunch of people doing really silly things.
It has a scenario which is a great action-adventure science fiction story in the style of Star Wars or Indiana Jones, those old 1930s radio action-adventure serials. But it also combines all of that short-form improv stuff with audience members making all of the sound effects when the actors do things on stage, becoming parts of the scenery like the trees of the haunted forest when we walk through the forest, and also the stars of the show are actually kids from the audience.
All the people of my planet are slaves, and we need a hero to help us take the cruel tyrant Caesar off the throne, destroy him, and help Pearly White return to his lawful throne. We searched all over our planet. No hero existed to help. We searched the supercomputer. Who can help us? And the message came back. Addie from Earth. Addie from Earth. You.
Me?
Yes, you.
The hero of the show is someone that I pluck out of the audience right at the top of the show and create the story with them by prompting them through improvisation and having them improvise their own dialogue right on stage with me. But like I said, there's a scenario, so I know where the story is going, and the audience has the ability to change that within reason based on their suggestions, but ultimately I know where the story is going so that it's always a well-constructed dramatic event.
Just as all seemed lost, suddenly she heard a noise from the sky.
Whoosh.
The noise grew louder.
I play, amongst many other characters, the narrator, the storyteller. And that's a wonderful device because it allows me to take the action anywhere I need to go and to help the kids understand what I need them to do next. And that's also really based on a popular short-form improv exercise called the narrated scene, where one improviser stands off to one side of the stage and narrates the action in the third-person voice of an omnipotent narrator, while other improvisers jump on stage and take over from time to time, playing the characters and continuing the story. So I bring the kids up on stage and I say things like,
She kept herself in peak physical condition by always doing jumping jacks and push-ups.
and in the beginning they don't quite know what I need them to do, and that adds to the fun of the moment.
So you want to be a lackey, do ya?
Brother, I guess so.
First thing lackeys do is never stand in front of the villain. Get over there!
Once they understand the device that we're working with, they just start playing right along, and so I'm able to use the narration in order to keep the scenario moving along, in order to help the kids move to the next beat if they happen to be stuck and can't really think of something to say at that moment, and also to help, take the show in different directions if that's what need be, in order to justify whatever the audience just contributed.
So, for example, if the evil wizard wanted to say, I am sad, it would sound like this.
I am sad.
Yes. If the evil wizard wanted to say, I am happy, it would sound like this.
I am happy.
And if the evil wizard wanted to tell a joke, it would sound like this.
Knock.
Knock.
There.
Monster.
It's an evil wizard, you laugh no matter what it says!
The way the scenario is built is that right before the end of Act 1, right before the intermission, a wicked witch appears in the woods. We're walking through the audience becomes the woods, and I recruit one of the audience members really fast to become a wicked witch who jumps out and surprises the hero. And what happens in my scenario is that the wicked witch captures the hero and puts her in a cage, and then my character sneaks in and saves her from that. But when the Wicked Witch came up on stage, I said she waved her hands and created a magic spell, and someone from the audience yelled out, completely unsolicited, "Turns him into a frog!" And so suddenly the hero was turned into a frog. And that was not in the scenario at all. And then we went to intermission. And so Act 2 was a hoot because I was now improvising with the hero who had been turned into a frog. And we had to figure out how we were going to get turned back into a person. So I was able to keep basically to the gist of the scenario, but with the added adventure of figuring out how we were going to turn the frog back into a person that day.
Yeah, I think there is one through the woods. Okay, I'm sorry, I was just excited, we'll go.
I had always had this dream of creating a piece of improvised theater that was commercially viable. And what I mean by that is the type of theater that a producer would be interested in because it was guaranteed to work every single time, just like a great play. You might have up and down nights, but bottom line is it's a great play and the audience is going to love it every time. I see adventure theater gaining ever more and more professional productions. Eventually I would like to see it in a huge 500-seat Broadway-style theater with full sets and lights and costumes. Furthermore, I'd love to see other people start doing the show. I'd love to train other actors and other improvisers to go out there so we could have different performances happening at the same time in different places. I think it's a really flexible, wonderful show. Because of the improvisational nature of the show, it can be made slightly shorter, slightly longer, bigger, smaller. It can fit any time slot and any venue that would like it. There's nothing like this show out there. And the fact that it is specifically designed for an audience that I think is often underserved in the theatrical community, children and families, I think that makes it a very, very special show. I just know it can be very commercial and very successful and also artistically fulfilling as well. This is my art, and I think this is an art that people want, and I'm ready to give it to them.